Hi everyone, welcome to our color scheme table. There are 14 colors here from our Jim Denemy color scheme, and they are all numbered. Each one has a number on top. This is number 4. There's also a number on the actual bucket, and then that's going to go in the number 4 section here. Make sure when you put the buckets back that you put the lid on with 2 hands until it makes a popping noise like this so that it doesn't dry out. If you're making a custom color palette and you have paint left, you're going to put those color palettes here in front. I'll show you how that works. We would like at least 90% of your colors in your mural to come from these 14 colors here. If you have to mix a different color, here's how you do it. Let's say you need to do a medium brown. You could take number 7, which is the light brown, and number 14, which is the darker brown, and you could custom mix a color. You'd grab one of these palettes here and a couple of palette knives like this here that you can use to scoop the paint out of the containers. What you don't want is to have these colors be contaminated because other tables are using them and they need them to be exactly what it says. Once you have your palette, you can use these little knives to scoop out some of the color. You shouldn't need more than about a quarter size amount at a time. Now this knife is contaminated, so I'm not going to stick it in the lighter color. I'm going to scrape it off and then put it in my water. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the lighter color too. Remember, lighter colors are weaker than darker colors. So if you go with a lot of darker color and a little bit of lighter color, you're only going to change the darker color a little bit. I'm going to put my lighter color over here, and then I'm going to just use a brush to add some of my darker color in to my lighter color. Look at that, I just added one brush full into this lighter color. Now, does anybody remember, maybe you had murals class with me last year, how you make a brown? Okay, so complementary colors make a brown. This is turning into kind of a pink. A pink is a tint of red. Red and what color are complementary? Red and what color are complementary? Blue, no. We're gonna go with green. Grab the green and we're going to add a teeny bit of green to try to turn this into more of a brown color. So remember back to the fall when we practiced some color mixing. Color theory is really complicated and every type of acrylic is going to mix a little differently. So a red plus green is going to equal brown. So I'll take one of my palette knives and I'm going to grab, or this little spoon works, I'm just going to grab a teeny bit of green. I'm going to set it somewhere else here. I noticed that we have a couple greens on our Jim Denemy color palette. Another one is this lime green. So I'm going to take a clean scoop of that, put it here. And so here are the places, or this is the place where I'm going to be doing the mixing. I want to get this more brown. So I'm going to try adding a little bit of this green to it, and I'm just thoroughly mixing. Okay, I'm going to try adding a little bit of this green, greenish blue, turquoise. All right, that's changing it quite a bit. Sometimes you have to just step back and say, okay, what color does this remind me of? Right now, this one's reminding me of kind of like a grayish blue color. I may add just a little bit more now of my original red and see if I can make this into more of a brown. I think it's working. Okay. Now you kind of want to ask yourself too, am I making a brown for a tree trunk or a skin color or dirt or what, right? So if I were to view this just independently, here's some over here, that actually does read as pretty brown. So after you've mixed a custom color here, you're going to try to use it in as many places as you need on your painting, on your poly tab, so that you don't waste the color that you've just mixed. And if there's a lot left over at the end of the class, just put it on the edge of the table here for other kids to use so that this paint doesn't go to waste. So when it's time to clean up, your job is to match the lids with the colors and then listen for the pop of the lid going on there tight. You're going to return the colors to their places on the table, and then you're going to make sure that brushes get in clean water. Now this water is dirty, so what I need to do is just swish it out, put clean water in it, and we're going to take turns washing brushes. We only have this one sink in here, so it doesn't make sense to have 10 kids from 10 tables all washing brushes. The best thing I can do to get it ready for next class is just to put some fresh water in it and make sure that no brushes are left with any paint on them sitting out in random places. Later we'll watch some videos about which brushes to use and different brush control techniques. All right, that's it for today.